Hey y'all, N4H&H here, and that is Bruce, my mobile communications platform. If you're new to the channel, I've shown it in other videos previously. And Bruce is equipped with a Yaesu FTM-500D for HF, and then over there is a Diamond Super Gainer for VHF and UHF. And it's, in case you haven't seen the older videos, I'll just do a quick walk around here and let you see how it's mounted. It's a Diamond K400 mount, the NMO version. Okay, but that's not what this video is about. I will show you why I'm getting in Bruce. It has to do with this Yaesu and by the way, there's the FT891. I did remove the FC50 tuner because, well, I'm not using the hamstick antennas anymore and I don't need it. The ATAS-120A, you know, is adjusted from the radio, automatically adjusts it up and down to match the frequency you want to operate on. But here, there we go. Let me turn it on. That is the Yaesu FTM-500. Excuse the background noise. That is the Yaesu FTM-500DR that was donated by one of the S9 Plus, VIP Plus, Patreon team members, Jonathan Slawsby, W5GI. Thank you, Jonathan. Well, so Yaesu's put out an update for this radio, and I'm going to show you how to update it in this video. The reason for the update, and it is needed, the two bugs that I have identified while using this radio are both related really to using the hand mic to control the radio. Let me grab the microphone. All right, so you got these up-down buttons here, and sometimes when you're doing that with the up button to cycle through the memories, it would all of a sudden start going down in memories instead of up. And the down button also went down, but the up button went down. I figured out a way around it, which was to go down here and rotate the big knob to the right, and then the button started working in the correct direction again. So that was good. But the other bug that I noticed, and let me just say, I've had the radio now for a couple of months, and I've had that issue probably 3 times. Now the other bug had to do with, you know, if you press and hold the up button, you can tell the radio to scan all of the memories. And I've had it freeze up twice while doing that, while scanning. So it would just suddenly stop and freeze, and then no response from any button, the microphone, or on the radio. The only thing you could do is unplug the power and then replug the power. So there were fixes for it, workarounds, but Yaesu has put out a firmware update. So I'm going to go through with you how to apply the firmware update. All right, so I'm going to hang the mic back up and I'm going to power the radio. Oh, well, before I power the radio down, let me show you the first thing, and it says so in the instructions. Thankfully, Yaesu reminds us to do this. First thing you want to do, now I've got an SD card in the radio. It's over here on the left. You'll see it in a minute. First thing I'm going to do is, well, now it's receiving some APRS. I'm going to long press the function knob and go into the menu. And I'm going to go down, should be, yeah, there it is right there, menu 107. Let me zoom in. All right, you see it says backup. Going to tap the function knob, write to SD. I'm going to write all to SD. Now, what does that mean? Well, you got memory and then you got your setup parameters. I'm going to write it all to the SD card. And it's going to ask you all. Okay, move it over to OK. Tap. And it is saving. I'm going to let you watch this in real time. That's saving all my menu settings as well as all of the memories I've programmed in, such as repeaters, and that's completed, repeaters and such as that. Okay, I'm gonna hit the back button until I can see the main screen, and I'm gonna long press the on button here to power down. All right, and now I'm going to move over here to the left side of the radio, and there you can see the SD card. Press in, pull it out. It's a micro SD. There we go. And I'm going to take this into the house, and we'll continue this. Okay, I'm in here at the computer now, and I love how these micro SDs come with this adapter so that I can plug it into the laptop. And I'm plugging it in now. And I see the activity light, so it's loading it. I'm going to go down to open up folders here. This PC. There it is, SD. Now, you may notice, I'll zoom in a little bit here and show you the file structure I have on there. Well, there's some folders there from, you see that FTDX 101. So that's from when I updated the firmware in the 101. I'm just using that same SD card for the FTM-500. And you'll see the folder there created for the FTM-500 when I did that backup. And there's, memory channels right there. And here's this folder here. You see backup and GPS log. All right. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to copy, matter of fact, just probably for good measure, I'm going to copy all three of these folders to my desktop, just in case something were to happen to, I think I'll create a new folder here on the desktop, and I'll call it Yaesu Backups, and make a copy of those in there, just in case something were to happen and I had to reformat this card. As a matter of fact, Yaesu's instructions, which I'm about to pull up, actually, part of the instructions is that you format the card in the radio. Well, I've already done that because I did the backup. You didn't see me do it because I did a long time ago when I put that SD card in there. Okay, I'm at yaesu.com, and I'm from the top. You'll see newest radio FT710 listed there. I say newest HF up there. Come down, and under digital, you'll see FTM-500DR. Going to select that. Go to the Files tab, and then go all the way to the bottom. And near the bottom, you'll see the update information. Now, see right here, FTM-500D RDE 500D EXP firmware. All right, as export, I don't want that. I want this one, FTM-500D RDE USA firmware for me. Now, I want to show you this too. Right below there, you'll see a file that says firmware information from August 20th, 2024. I'm going to click on that and open the file. And there you'll see the information about this update. The main firmware version is V01.15, V.01.15. You can go all the way through there and see what's being changed. It looks like here we have two updates. The sub firmware is also being updated. Now, if you scroll down, there we go. You'll see implements, improvements. It probably should say implemented improvements. Okay, well, we all know this comes from Japan and is translated. All right, so they fixed an issue where the unit would freeze when registering a frequency set with the DCS and tone encoder to a memory channel and then dialing after transmitting at a specific tone frequency. Now, I never experienced that particular issue. My issue had to do with using the up-down keys. Well, look at number 2. Let me zoom in. All right. Number 2, fixed an issue where the microphone up-down keys would malfunction after entering the set menu in memory mode operating the function knob and returning to memory mode with the back key. Now, I didn't experience exactly those latter issues related to the function knob and the back key, but I did have the issue with the up-down keys that I described to you earlier. Just, manually trying to go up one memory at a time, and then suddenly and I should say this, I think when I would get fast with it, like trying to move quickly through the menus, it would seem to trigger it more so when I was doing that. Just one, again, didn't seem to affect it. Nonetheless, it's still broken. And then the other was, like I said, when I was doing anything with memory mode. Now here's another one. Fixed an issue where no reception sound would be heard if the PMG key was turned on/off while the band scope was operating with AESS on. I never had anything like that. You see how some of these bugs are... So I've worked in the software industry, and you have what's called regression, which means, hey, we did some cool stuff. Oops. It broke some things that were already okay. Now, it remains to be seen what will happen with this update, okay? Now, this video is going to be long, guys, because I'm covering every detail of this, so bear with me. All right, so I didn't have that issue, number 3. I never experienced that. The PMG, I've covered in one of the earlier videos, so I'll let you go back and watch that. Actually, I think that video has yet to be released, but that is a primary memory group. It's a really cool feature, so watch for that video. 4, they fixed a bug that prevents a beep from sounding when passing through a band edge during VFO PMS scan. Other functions have been improved and optimized. Don't you love that part? It'll be interesting to see if they fixed one complaint, which is as you're using your up-down arrows or your knob, and you get to the very last memory frequency that you have programmed in, you can't just go past it back to memory 1. You have to go backwards to get to memory 1. It's the same if you're using the mic. So I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you what I've done. I'll punch in the memory number I want to go to. You can do that on the keypad there on the mic. So for example, I've got my simplex frequencies programmed into bank 900. So I'll just put in 902, and that takes me directly to my local simplex frequency. So again, it's not going to bother me. I would hate to think that they go in there and program to fix that, and then it yet again introduces what is called a software regression. Breaks something else. Okay, I'm going to close this down and go back to the website and download the actual update files. And be very careful here because I'm viewing this through the browser. And so I'm just going to shut down this page. So I'm back to Yaesu. All right, now I got to be careful that I get the correct firmware update, which is the one right above where you see firmware information. It's right here. You want to look for the one that says USA if you're in the USA. Okay, and now I'm going to save as, and it wants to go to downloads. That's a good temporary location. I'll go ahead and save that to downloads. All right, and now I'm going to go to my downloads folder over here, with this little folder symbol. And there it is, firmware update. And I'm going to go ahead and unzip that file. There we go. I'm using a different unzip program. If you have, if you don't have it, just use Windows. Windows can unzip it. Now there's the folder. Going to take a look and you'll see all the files. And one of these files right here Here we go. It took a while to load. Let me zoom in. This file is your instructions for the update, okay? And you'll see here in the instructions, let me go down a little bit, right in this area here, it says to press and hold the function knob, which I did in the truck, go to menu 107, which I did, and do a backup, and make sure to write to SD and select all. So that's what I did in the truck. Now, I want to pause there for a moment and warn you about something. I've talked about this related to updates of previous radios like FT DX10, FT 101, FT 710. If Yaesu makes a change to the menu structure, it's dangerous for you to later reload the menu parameters from that backup. Now memories, okay, like all the repeaters I programmed in, things like that. But if they make a change that relates to the menu structure itself, when you reload from that backup file, you could cause some corruption. I'm going to attempt it, and I'll tell you why. Because Yaesu is recommending that I make that backup right here. So maybe they know that the nature of the change, updates, improvements will not be affected if I reload my preferred memory parameters. Okay, now what do I mean by that? Well, you guys are familiar with my menu optimizations guides that I have for the HF rigs. So I go into the radios and make some tweaks. And I've done that with the FTM-500 as well. So for example, setting up the AESS function, it has that feature. That'll be in a future video. If you're familiar with the AESS feature in the FT710, it has the ability in the FTM-500D to do that, which means it's got a big internal speaker in the big part, in the radio part, and it's got another smaller speaker in the control head, and you can control the phase timing between the two speakers to kind of give you a little bit of a surround sound type effect. It's really cool. I am using it in the truck, and it is definitely making it easier for me to hear. Okay, so I just wanted to mention that caution about it. Now, well, so Doug, if I didn't make a backup, what am I going to do? Yeah, well, you'll have to just go in and any menu tweaks that you made, you will have to restore. So that's why some people like to take screenshots, photos, as they go through, or at least write it down on a piece of paper as they go through a radio and make some menu tweaks. Maybe at some point in the future, I will create a menu optimizations document for this radio. And those of you who are S9 VIPs who pay annually have access to all of those documents. And anytime I make an update to a document, you can request that as well. In the Patreon collection for each individual radio, I have a post in there that lets you know what the latest version of my menu optimizations guide is. And again, if you subscribe annually at the S9, that is VIP level, you have unlimited access to the guides as well as the updates. For example, an S7 executive only can receive one guide and no updates. So there's perks when you join at the upper tier. So let's go through the rest of this. So regarding this firmware, a little story there. I'm not going to read through all that. SD card preparation. This is the part where it says to format the card. I'm not going to go through that because I've already done that. You'll see that menu 109 mentioned right here. Menu 109 is where you format an SD card. That's long press the function knob and go to 109. All right, next page shows the file structure. And see, there's FTM-500D, and there's the backup in the GPS log folder, and these are the three files we're going to put into the FTM-500D folder. It's very important that you do it exactly this way, because the radio is not going to look inside the backup or the GPS log folder to look for these update files. So let's go out to the computer and do that. I need that file, and that file. Okay, I'm not going to load the instructions. Now I'm going to copy, and I'm going to go up, 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 till I get back to where I can see that SD card. All right, there it is. Drive G for me. There's the FTM-500D folder. And see, this is what I was talking about. You do not paste these files in one of those folders. You paste them at the root of the FTM-500D folder. Okay, and that's all there is to that. All right, I'm going to go back now and look at the directions. I put those in the downloads folder. There we go. So the next step in the update parade is that we will turn the transceiver off, insert the micro SD card written with the new firmware into the SD card slot, press and hold the display key and the power key to switch the transceiver on. The firmware update screen will be displayed. So that's the trick right there. In order to get it to read that folder that has the update files, we turn it on while holding the display key. That's what that means. And then you're going to see this screen here. And we will select update, press the dial knob, the firmware versions and micro SD memory card are displayed. And then we're going to select to update. indicates, I'm just reading this little fine print here, it's just showing you the file name. See, indicates firmware to be updated, the same version as the firmware. So you want to, in other words, this third file was not updated. The first two were in this particular update. So, I mean, they really do step you through this. If all files are something when the update is not necessary. That little symbol there, that little open circle, just means update's not necessary. Rotate the dial knob to select update, then press the dial knob. This all looks a little bit different with every radio, but the good news is Yaesu is using this SD card technique for all their updates lately on their rigs. Well, again, the interface may look slightly different. It's the same procedure. So rotate the dial knob to update, press the dial knob, confirmation screen is displayed, press the dial knob to update the firmware. Caution, do not remove the SD card or turn the transceiver off while updating. If the update is interrupted, the transceiver will not operate properly. Okay, so when the update is complete, completed screen will be displayed, and press the dial knob. See the OK. Transceiver will automatically turn off. Reset the transceiver, which is below. Now this is very, very important. Please pay attention. So many people have gone through this update procedure with radios, and then they didn't get the update. And the reason is because they didn't do this last part. The update does not, let's see, for lack of a better phrase, does not take unless you do a full reset. So you turn the transceiver on, press and hold the function knob. Setup menu is going to appear. You want to rotate the function knob to 127, factory reset. Press the function knob. Factory reset appears on the LCD screen. We'll see that when we go back to the truck. Rotate the function knob to select OK. Press the function knob to reset all. After resetting all defaults, the call sign input screen will be displayed. Input your call sign. Okay, and this completes the firmware update process. All right, so now I will go to the truck. I should caution you if you don't know, I mean, you probably do, but it goes without saying that I need to go down here and eject that SD card before I actually remove it from the computer. Okay, I'll catch you back at the truck. Okay, y'all, I'm back at Bruce. Gonna reinsert this SD card. There we go. Brought a printout of the instructions. How to hold display and power at the same time. Long press. Okay, there we go. And just like the instructions said, update. It's the big knob you press. Okay, each radio is a little different. You see there, the colored in sub and main are being updated from version 01.11 to 01.12 for the sub and 01.11 to 01.15 for the main. The big knob, not the function knob. Moved it over to update, press, update OK, OK, and we wait. I don't know if I want to time lapse this, I probably will. Okay, we're back to an OK option. I'm going to press the big knob. Radio power is down. Now, let's remember now there's more to do. Going to power back up. You see it still says N4H and H-9. We're not complete yet. We have to go into the menu, long press, and go down to 127, I believe it is. Yep, factory reset. Factory reset OK. Resetting. Remember, if you don't do this, okay, completed. If you don't do this, you will not get the update. Now see, please enter your call sign, maximum 10 letters, press the function knob. Okay, so N4 H N H, long press. You long press the function knob for that to take. I'm going to live dangerously. Here we are back to from scratch, right? Okay, so I'm going to live dangerously and load from my backup. Long press the function knob, scroll down, and you will recall that backup and reset, those were all way down in the menu. 107 is where I'm headed. There it is, backup. But I want to read from SD, see? Now, if Yaesu made a change that affects the menu structure, then this could be a problem. But okay, the worst case scenario is I go back in there and plug in manually what my memory optimizations were. And, you know, hopefully you will have those written down anytime you make changes to your radio. All right, so I'm going to read from SD card. Read all. See, now, I could just do my repeaters that I have programmed in, and that'd be the safe thing to do. But again, I'm going to live dangerously, and I'm going to get my setup parameters as well. And there's my backup list. I'll get the latest one, which is the one I did this morning, or today, you know, just before the update. And it's loading. I'm sorry guys, this video is longer than I like to normally shoot videos, but I wanted you to see this in real time. Here we go, completed. And it's restarting. There's my N4H&H-9. Now that's a separate thing, that's for APRS. And it's on the Jasper repeater, which is where I last left it. So I'm gonna grab the mic and live dangerously. Okay, that's still going up. Like it. Let's go to scan mode. Like I say, these are the only two bugs I've had, is where it would freeze up during scan. Again, it only did it twice. And that's so far so good. And the other thing was using the up key on the mic to rapidly move channels. See, you know, you can reach down and do that. All right, hey guys, I appreciate you riding along. Well, okay, Bruce is not in motion, but you know what I mean. Hey, I wanted to insert something here, and that is how to verify the software version. You want to go to menu, long press the function knob, go to menu 126, press in, and there we go. We can verify that we have the latest version. And hit the back key and the back key, and I'm back to the main. And notice I've set it for primary memory group monitoring. That's pretty cool. I'll be showing you that in a video. But basically it's letting me know that somebody has transmitted on that second frequency there that is one of my primary memory group. Oh, there we go, see? So I'm monitoring 5 frequencies at the same time. I hope this helped you in updating your rig. Again, remember, Yaesu's doing this whole SD card update method with their newest radios, and I like it. I like it. Much easier than having to connect your radio with a cable to a laptop or whatever. So I hope this helped you, and hey, don't forget, please hang around for another half a minute or so. I want to acknowledge 5 of the Patreon team members I call long haulers. They make a significant yearly donation to the channel so that I can keep these videos coming to you. The public and the private, of course. Now, they are privy to content over on Patreon itself that public viewers will never see. But I want to thank them for making the public videos possible as well. So please acknowledge these 5 Patreon team long haulers. Okay, hey, thanks for watching. And 73 from N4H&H.